What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about Crystal Rogers' disappearance was wrong? You won't believe the untold truths we've just uncovered. Stay with us, because this new detail changes everything. There's a chilling mystery that's haunted Bardstown, Kentucky for nearly a decade. A mother of 5, Crystal Rogers, vanished without a trace on July 3rd, 2015. In a small town where everyone knows each other, this sudden disappearance shook the community to its core. For years, we've heard bits and pieces about her story. The car left behind, the strange circumstances, the tense investigation. But now, something has emerged. A detail so significant that it could alter everything we thought we knew. This is something that no one else has talked about, something that may unlock the truth behind her disappearance. Imagine being a mother with 5 children, balancing life and love in a tight-knit community. That was Crystal. She wasn't just another face in the crowd. She was someone who cared deeply about her family and her community. So, when she vanished, it wasn't just a case of a missing person. It was a nightmare for those who knew her best. Her disappearance felt like a blow to the heart of Bardstown. Friends and family, desperate for answers, were left in shock and grief. Yet every piece of the puzzle seemed to lead to a dead end. For Crystal's mother, Sherry Ballard, there was no giving up. Every day without answers was a painful reminder that her daughter was still out there somewhere. But as time went on, something started to feel wrong. Sherry knew in her heart that something more sinister was at play. She fought tirelessly to keep Crystal's case in the public eye, refusing to let it fade into the background. On that summer night in July, the story begins to unfold. Crystal had spent the evening with family just like so many other nights. But on the morning of July 4th, she was gone. Her car was found abandoned by the side of the road, keys still in the ignition, purse untouched. Yet Crystal was nowhere to be. What happened that night? How could a woman vanish so suddenly without a trace? The police started their investigation, but the more they dug, the more questions arose. Was this just another case of a woman who walked away from her life? Or was there something darker at play? The town of Bardstown was stunned. It wasn't like Crystal to just disappear. And what about her children? What kind of mother would leave her children behind? Here's where it gets interesting. Brooks Houck, Crystal's boyfriend, became a key figure in the investigation. He was the last person to see her alive.
And how many people are praying for my daughter and my husband?
But as investigators began to question him, things didn't add up. Brooks was not forthcoming with information, and his actions raised suspicions. But wait, this is where it gets really shocking. Brooks wasn't just an ordinary boyfriend. He was a man with a past that investigators soon started to examine. And the more they uncovered, the more questions arose about his involvement. Was he hiding something? Was he guilty? Or was he just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time? For years, the case seemed to stall. No new leads, no concrete answers. But through it all, Sherry Ballard refused to give up. She knew deep down that her daughter was out there, and she wouldn't stop until she had the truth. Sherry's determination was nothing short of extraordinary. She didn't just sit around, waiting for justice to come to her. She fought. She pushed for answers. She went to the media, called in private investigators, and made sure Crystal's story stayed in the spotlight. And then, in 2021, something unexpected happened. A new witness came forward, a witness who had kept quiet for years. This person knew something vital. They had information that could finally crack open the case. Could this be the breakthrough everyone had been waiting for? Was it possible that the final piece of the puzzle had been sitting in plain sight all along? So, what is this shocking new detail? What has changed the course of the investigation? The new witness's testimony gave investigators fresh hope. They revealed critical information that pointed to Brooks Houck in ways that hadn't been seen before. But this is where the story truly starts to get interesting. Could it be that Brooks wasn't just involved in Crystal's disappearance? Could there be a larger, more dangerous web of lies surrounding her case? The more authorities dug into Brooks's past, the darker things became. The case, once thought to be a missing persons mystery, had all the markings of something much more sinister. At this point, we must ask ourselves, what really happened to Crystal Rogers? Was she a victim of foul play, or did she leave her life behind by choice? And if Brooks Houck is truly involved, how far does the conspiracy go? The new information isn't just another twist in the case, it's the key to unlocking the truth. The question is, will the truth ever come to light? Stay with us, because in the next part of this video, we'll dive into the shocking revelations that could change everything. What really happened to Crystal Rogers, and what role did Brooks Houck play in her disappearance? Keep watching, because the truth is closer than you think. Let's rewind a bit. Imagine the moment when this new witness came forward. After years of silence, someone who had stayed out of the spotlight finally spoke. This wasn't just a casual tip. No, this was critical. This person had first-hand knowledge of a conversation that took place right before Crystal vanished. They knew things only someone very close to the case could have known. This new witness gave authorities a fresh lead, a chilling account that linked Brooks Houck directly to Crystal's disappearance. It wasn't just circumstantial. This testimony painted a picture that no one had seen before. The witness confirmed that Brooks's behavior around the time of Crystal's disappearance was far more suspicious than anyone realized. But here's the kicker. This person had been too scared to speak out for years. What were they hiding? And why come forward now? This bombshell revelation sent shockwaves through the investigation, and suddenly the case that had gone cold seemed to heat up again. But still the questions remained. If Brooks is involved, why hasn't he been arrested? What exactly is the connection between him and Crystal's mysterious disappearance? And what does this mean for the investigation moving forward? As investigators scrambled to piece together this new information, they dug even deeper into Brooks Houck's history. It wasn't just his relationship with Crystal that was under the microscope anymore. His entire past came into focus, and what they found wasn't pretty. Brooks had a history of questionable behavior. He had been involved in other shady situations, and his connection to the town of Bardstown raised more eyebrows than anyone initially realized. Could it be that Brooks had been hiding dark secrets for years? The more investigators uncovered, the clearer it became that Brooks wasn't just an innocent bystander in Crystal's life. He had a stake in the situation, and possibly a motive. Could this all be connected to something larger? Was Crystal's disappearance just the tip of the iceberg? This is where it gets even more chilling, because this story isn't just about Crystal Rogers. Bardstown is known for another horrifying reason. This small town, known as the most beautiful small town in America, has been linked to a series of mysterious, unsolved murders and disappearances. In the years surrounding Crystal's disappearance, there was a string of strange deaths in Bardstown. The case of the unsolved murder of Jason Ellis, a police officer, has long haunted the community. And there's the case of the brutal killing of Sherry Ballard's own brother, Tommy Ballard. Coincidentally, Tommy had been a vocal advocate in the search for his niece, Crystal. His murder, just 1 year after Crystal vanished, was ruled a homicide, and no one has ever been arrested for it. Could there be a connection between Crystal's disappearance and these other mysterious deaths? Could all of these tragedies be linked by one dark force that's been lurking in Bardstown for years? As authorities followed the new leads, the investigation began to take a darker turn. They started to suspect that there was more at play here. than just Crystal's disappearance? Could there be a criminal network in Bardstown that's been covering up these crimes for years? Is it possible that certain people in power have been involved in keeping the truth hidden? We're not just talking about a missing person here. We're talking about a web of secrets, a collection of unsolved crimes, and a town that has been hiding its darkest truths for too long. But still, the mystery lingers. Brooks Houck is still free, still walking around Bardstown as if nothing has changed. Despite all the new information and testimonies that point directly to him, justice seems elusive. What is standing in the way of solving this case once and for all? And why has the community continued to protect those who might be involved in these heinous crimes? With this new evidence coming to light, the FBI decided to take a more active role in the investigation. For years, the case had been handled by local authorities, but as the pressure mounted and the stakes got higher, federal investigators were called in to assist. The FBI's involvement marked a shift in how the case would be handled moving forward. With their vast resources and experience in handling high-profile disappearances, the hope was that they could bring some much-needed clarity. But as the FBI delved deeper into the case, more layers of secrecy began to peel away. What had been a small-town mystery was now a full-blown federal investigation. And as they connected the dots, it became increasingly clear that Crystal's disappearance wasn't just an isolated event. It was part of a larger, more dangerous pattern. As we sit here years after Crystal Rogers first disappeared, the question remains, will we ever get the answers we deserve? Is Brooks Houck truly involved, or has he been unfairly accused? And if he is guilty, what will it take to finally bring him to justice? But even more chilling than the questions surrounding Brooks Houck are the other unanswered questions. What happened to Crystal that night? Was she taken by force, or did she go willingly? And where is she now? We've uncovered shocking new information, but the story is far from over. There are still so many unanswered questions, so many pieces of the puzzle that haven't been put together. What's next in this ongoing investigation? Can the FBI and local authorities finally bring those responsible to justice? And will Crystal's family ever get the closure they desperately need? This case has captivated the nation for nearly a decade, and it's far from finished. The more we uncover, the more we realize that the truth is buried deep, hidden behind layers of lies, secrets, and betrayal. It's up to us as a community to demand justice for Crystal Rogers and all the others affected by this dark history. Keep asking questions, keep searching for the truth, and never stop pushing for answers, because the truth is still out there. It's just waiting to be uncovered. So, what do you think happened to Crystal Rogers? Do you believe that the new witnesses' testimony will change the course of this investigation? Can Brooks Houck be brought to justice, or is there something more sinister going on? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's more to this case than we've uncovered today, and we'll continue to follow it until the truth comes to light. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned. This mystery is far from over.